What I cannot offer you is I cannot offer you at this time a video that's like 3 things you need to do to make your life run smoothly or something like that. Hey guys, it's Bonnie from Dwelling Logs. I wanted to come on and I want to talk a little bit about a life update, how I am juggling a very busy season. I'm just kind of coming through quite a busy season, and what that looks for like for our home, for our homeschool, other thoughts, sips of coffee. This is actually chai tea, it's not coffee. Anyway, because I think that this is really relatable for other people, and sometimes it helps us to talk about how we muddle through and sort of to share the expectations I have for myself. And I feel like I have had to give myself a lot of grace in these seasons. And I kind of want to share about that because maybe you're someone who just needs to know and hear a word of grace for your life as well. So what I cannot offer you is I cannot offer you at this time a video that's like 3 things you need to do to make your life run smoothly or something like that. I'm like, this is what I'm doing that's helping me and working while we're really busy, and maybe it'll help you too, or at least relatable information so we can have empathy for each other at the very least. I don't have like perfect solutions for a smooth run, but I feel like we are chugging along in this busy season, making things work. Anyway, I am going through a busy season, so if I'm new for some reason and you're here on my channel, hi, I'm Bonnie. I'm a second generation homeschool mom. I have 3 kiddos. My kids are going to be 5 on Saturday. One is 8 and the other is 10. And so we are a homeschooling family in the Canadian prairies. My husband is a farmer. He's also an industrial mechanic, and he has his pilot's license, so he's got like airplane school and some stuff going on. He does a lot of stuff. And yeah, so we are a family, I think, that lives more of like a country lifestyle, but we don't have the kind of farm that has cows and stuff. We do have chickens. So now we have our first snow ever, not ever, for this year, for this winter. And I feel like we are getting just into that routine of like, oh, it's winter. My garden is brought in. That's finally over with. We don't have lawn to cut and all that. So for us, for a grain farming family, winter season, I think, is just the more restful time. But I'll tell you what, my personality and my tendency is to take all these pieces and pockets of time that free up and fill them up again really quick with something else. I'm a creative person. I love projects. I am very quick to fill any spaces in my time with something because I guess I don't like to be bored, I guess. I'm not sure. Anyways, I am that kind of person. And so it's just been quite busy. So for me, I homeschool my kids. I do all the bookkeeping for the farm. I try to keep house and be mom and wife and all that. And I also paint for the love of homeschooling. I paint for Sam for some of their projects. That's a part-time job of mine. I do like it's digital art. And then I also have my own projects that I make and I sell in usually a mega bundle. I have a little shop with homeschool resources and stuff like that. So usually when you work for yourself, it's like chillax, you can work at your own pace. I can put things in my shop whenever I want to create them. But because I try to participate in these bundles, I participate in a few different ones, anywhere from 8 to 12 per year. So creating the stuff that I create takes a lot of research time. I'm a heavy researcher, and then I tone things back for the lessons. I tend to over-research. I like to paint as much as I can for my own units and use as little like clip art and stuff like that. And so that is just a really time-consuming project thing. And then with my painting work and home life and stuff, I just always feel like I'm juggling. And plus, like a month ago when I still had stuff in my garden, I'm also like homesteader mode where I'm trying to can the beans and dig the potatoes and can the tomatoes and all the rest. So I'm really grateful that that is done. Also for the last 2 months, there was 2 bundles back to back, and my deadline for the next one is tomorrow. So I am sneaking this YouTube video in, not because I have the time, but because I needed a switch of pace. And the kids are like practicing piano in the background. They're finishing up some school and they're gonna do some chores. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna quickly chat on the video. I will try to edit this as little as possible. Unless there's a major interruption, I'm just gonna post her on there. So So you're just getting the raw me today, which is good. I actually like that the best. Anyway, so that's kind of the things in life that keep me busy. I'm also like on social media. That takes time too. I post with a group of ladies once a week. We read each other's posts and like and comment. I have online friends I like to connect with. I like to chat with people. I just chatted with my best friend that's been my friend since I was 4 years old. You know, we spend a couple hours on the phone together. If you phone me, I don't phone people very much, but when I phone, it's like 3 to 4 hour conversations. I'm that friend. If I talk to my sister, 3 to 4 hours is our average. Anyways, so that's great. And it is what it is. And yeah, so those are good time suckers, but definitely just like more pieces of me go out. Anyway, so what this means, I think for our homeschool, when we're going through a busy season, something that I like to do is I really like to get our core subjects going. So homeschooling wise, we're eclectic in style. I love unit studies. Although for math and grammar, we kind of have that separate, and then I kind of fill in the pieces. If I have a lot of time, then I like to fill in those pieces on my own with different printables and different things that I find, library books and whatever I'm researching or excited about. Or if we're going through a busier time, then we'll pull in like an open and go unit study like Gather Round. So right now we're doing Gather Round Vikings. We've been working through it for a while because every once in a while we've had time with some other fun things that have come up that we've kind of like put in between. So we've been doing Vikings for a while. We're still doing Vikings. We're over halfway done. I'm sure that we'll be done before Christmas. Anyway, so that's kind of how we do school stuff. So lately though, through this busy season, what I wanted to make sure that we got done every day was math, grammar in our separate books, and then something else, like either we're reading through the story of the world, the ancient civilizations one, or ancient, I think it might be called Ancient Times, or we might do a unit study lesson, or what is it called now? October 31st is Reformation Day. I have a Reformation Day printable. We got one from Brighter Days Press last year that I really like going through, the story of Martin Luther and stuff. And I got another one this year. I forget who it's from because it's someone that is new to me. I will link it below. And maybe I can pop up some pictures on here too, so you can see the two studies that one we have done, loved it. One we're doing, so I don't know what it's gonna be like yet, but it looks pretty cool. P.S. You guys, I forgot to mention that I have a free Luther poetry copywork pack. So if you're into Reformation Day stuff, or if you're studying Martin Luther, whether it's before Reformation Day, on the 31st on Reformation Day, or afterwards, it's free to download. I'll put the link in the description. I sent it already to all the people who are on my email list. So if you happen to get my newsletter, I don't really do a newsletter, but if you happen to get emails from me once in a blue moon, it will be in your inbox, or you can just click the direct links to download, and you can get the Luther Poetry Copywork Pack for a little Reformation Day fun. So when stuff like that comes up, that will interrupt other things. But 3 things is my goal when we're busy. We can do math, grammar, and then something else that encompasses science, language arts, history, something. And then I think my trick for the other time in my children's day when I am occupied or when I am busy is to really facilitate independent interest-led learning. So my oldest is 10. He loves to read. He's easy. It's like, oh, you want free reading time? There you go. You got it. For my middle son, who does not read well yet, he's still in the process of learning, he would be someone where I would still encourage some kind of independent interest-led learning, maybe a learning game that he can play either by himself or with siblings, or maybe I would let him do certain YouTube videos that would maybe go along with a topic of interest or something that ties in with our school with him. Or even when you have kids that can read themselves too, to even do some, I'm on the verge now with the kids in my kids' ages, where I can actually give them a open and go style unit study or the like, or PDF, and just hand it to them to do. You know, I just finished this lesson on understanding engines, and I was talking to a friend online who, her kids are similar ages to mine, and she's like, you know what? They already have like their plan for the year of what they're going to do, but she said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to print your unit and just hand it to the kids. She's going to be hands off. They're going to go through it. They can read the information. They can do the cutouts and the activities inside there all on their own. I mean, my oldest is 10. I feel like I'm just on the brink of like experiencing what it's like to let the kids like go and do some of those things. I mean, I don't let my kids do everything on their own. There's some materials that you get that just require a teacher, or maybe there's just too many blanks to fill in. I hope that my lessons that I make are all there, ready to go. All the information's there. But yeah, and things like research on the internet and YouTube videos and stuff like that. I like to be aware and present for those kinds of things for my kids. But it's just like another way though of, if you're busy and you're trying to juggle, you don't have to read every teacher's guide to your children. I have FOMO. I have a hard time not reading to my kids every little bit that they learn. But even some of the like videos or documentaries or things that we get from the library that I'm starting to let them have independently, I'm sad when my kids are like, oh, look, and we learned all this. And I'm like, I wasn't involved. I let you do that on your own. And a little piece of me is like sad about that. But at the same time, I think it's just the kids growing up, and it's just amazing too, because while they were learning that, I was doing something I needed to do. So yeah, so like some kind of semi-structured, independent, and also interest-led learning play. That is a really big piece of my busy time, so that I can know, you know what, the kids aren't just off doing nothing. Honestly, outside time for me would be amazing as well. If they wanted to do outside time, my kids are big enough that I can see them through the windows, and I'm good with them in the yard. And so that would be good too. What I don't want to see is, if I'm busy, I have gone through seasons years back where my kids spend time on screens playing video games or something for extended periods of time. And that's something that I want to leave in the past as something I don't want to do anymore with them through these busy times. So the goal is independent, good, quality time of some sort, whether it's in a book or outside in the fresh air or learning about something that might be interesting or useful at some point. So that is probably one of my biggest goals for my busy times, is just like little goals that are in like, you know, core subjects, and then some kind of interest-led direction that I give the kids. Audiobooks are another really great thing that I can turn on in a pinch. Even if we're like traveling or something like that, audiobooks are a really good thing that comes in. The other thing, I think my biggest weakness when I'm busy, let me take a little sip of my tea. My biggest weakness is my home. I'm a creative personality. I tend to be messy. I also tend to get excited about things and projects in a way that's like, oh, I just want to do this and I want to get it done and I want to forget about the house, forget about everything else. So that's my tendency. So for my home, I would say things that help are like a routine or a rhythm, not like a Monday I'm going to clean the bathrooms, Thursday I'm going to wash the floor, but more just get a load of dishes unloaded while I make the coffee in the morning. Try to get a load of dishes in either in the afternoon or maybe after supper. You know, try to sweep the floor once a day. That's not always something that happens here. Very rarely, actually. I do not sweep the floor every day, but trying to put a laundry load in every day, even if it goes on the couch after it's dry, because I will put, you know, have some time for laundry when I need to. But I think little things for me just to kind of keep me going, keep my head above water for the house. But it's not a place that I excel at when it's busy. But something that has been helping very recently, I've been doing this study, this Elijah study with my mom and a friend. They come over once a week. And you guys, having people over, company is amazing to get myself at least motivated to get this house in shape. Because boy, we have been doing this for 3 weeks. And I have to say that like the main floor of my house, I have kept up with through this busy season, because I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want it to get to Bible study day and then I have a whole schmoz to clean up because it'll take too long and I just won't be able to. So company has been a huge motivator. My little girl's turning 5 on Saturday. So actually having everybody over on Saturday, it's just going to keep on going. So, I mean, if you have a really comfortable friend that comes over and they don't care what your house looks like, that's probably not the kind of company that will help you motivate, like help motivate you to clean your house. But company that's just enough to make you go, no, I'd really rather my house be tidy. That seems to work for me. And I'm looking back into times when we have had seasons where we've had more friends over or different things. That is something those are seasons where my house was cleaner. When nobody comes over for a long time, the house gets really messy. And maybe that's a good little kick in the pants to be like, maybe you need to open your home to someone soon. So I think that just being Christian and that lifestyle of inviting people in and sharing your love and your home with people, I think is a goal of mine as well. So that kind of lines up. The other thing, I guess, that is helping is the chore cards I mentioned in like 2 videos back, I think. I made these chore cards. You guys, we've done so many different things for chores. For a long time, I just like wrote out all the kids' names and 1 or 2 chores for them I wanted them to do every day. I do not like to say, here's your chores for the week, because every day I wake up and I go, I really need a hand with this. I wonder if someone could help. So that's my style of like designating chores. So I would like write down what I'd like the kids to do that day. And it was fine. It worked fine. But I made these little chore cards that when you flip them, they have a picture on one side, which is important for my 5 and 8-year-old who don't always know all their words and how to read. But when you turn them over, they say done. So I have these little hooks now, and it has all 3 of their names. They each have a hook, and I put the chores that I want them to do on the hook. And then when they're done the chore, they flip them over and it says done. And I don't know why, but we've done it for a few weeks now, and my kids just love them. They're so proud of themselves. They're always like, look, Mom, look at my hook. Look, it's done. So right now we're in a season, I keep saying season, where that's working really well. So that was something about 6 months ago when I was talking to my husband about just being overwhelmed with work and house and all the things. You know, he encouraged me to make sure that I'm involving the kids. You have to spend a lot of time teaching your kids how to do a chore properly before they can be independent. But there's no time like the present to start. And I found that if I can keep giving them the same chore, you know, for a week straight, then that now is a chore that they can do without me assisting them. And they can help with the family chores, you know, throughout the day, feeding the pets. We'll do things like if my oldest son gets the dish card, he has to unload the dishwasher, load it back up, maybe check the counter for dishes, that kind of thing. If my youngest girl has the dish card, her job may be one piece of that, either bring the dishes to the counter or put the dishes or help someone put the dishes away in the dishwasher or something like that. So I use the cards and the chores for them all, but with different expectation levels because of the different ages. And I have to say that has been essential in a busy season. We're a family unit. We need to take care of our house together, take care of our messes together, have fun together too, put the music on with the chores. Anyways, so that is in a nutshell, in a 15-minute nutshell, kind of how things are going, the things that I have been implementing to make it through busy seasons. Every once in a while, I do kind of wish that I could just do mom and homeschool life. I feel like I see that like romantic picture on social media of that kind of life. And I'm like, oh, you know, it would be nice not to work, shut down my shop, not to create anything. But I did that once when I had a burnout in 2021. I think it was 2021. And I quit my job and I just did the homeschool mom thing. It was a great refresher. I do really think I really needed it because I overextended myself. I didn't set up my own boundaries well. But then I got bored. Then I was like, but I want to create, but I want to work. I want community and working together in a team situation is amazing. Even if it's people online that you work for or whatever. So there's part of me that just craves that if I don't have that. So my new strategy is to try to have a balance, balancing, making sure I don't overcommit myself, but that I'm able to still juggle homeschooling and home and all the rest. So there's an update on how things are going and what I'm muddling through from this lovely backdrop I have here. Anyway, we will talk to you again soon with hopefully another update sometime if I have any more wisdom to share, and we'll see you next time. Bye. And if you guys love to see what other people's days are like as homeschool moms and families, This week on Instagram, I did a day on the life, and I did save it to my highlights. So I'm going to have it there for just a little bit. Eventually, I probably will take it down. But if you want to spend a day with me, see what a typical day looks like, or kind of atypical, this was the day we got our first snow, then you can feel free to find my Instagram account. I'll link that below. Give me a follow. Check it out. Come say hi. I'm on Instagram the most, so if you want me, that is where you're going to find me. Typical me, I forgot to take meat out.